overall, it's been absolutely amazing. Just going through the like the actual video right now. Let me click onto it so I can give you accurate figures here. So far, we're at 798,000 views. We're at 26,000 thumbs up, 831 thumbs down because haters, and 4,525 comments. That was completely unexpected. I did not expect it to, you know, explode in views like that, but I'm incredibly happy with that. So, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for helping me get the P1000. It was definitely because of you that I got that camera to begin with. It's because of you that there is now so much flat Earth butthurt because of that video. And because of you is triggered some people to the point of actually staking their entire channel on whether or not the footage I, well, filmed is fake, i.e., that is going to be Russian vids. So we'll see how that turns out. But I just want to say thank you guys so much. And just so that people know, all the revenue that I get from super chats from this hangout, as well as all the revenue that I get from the ads being played on that video, is going to be put towards better audio equipment and also an external monitor that I can clip onto the top of the P1000. That way I can see what the hell I'm filming a lot easier. So I just want to say thank you guys, and I'm going to work my ass off to make sure that when I go film these rocket launches, that you get this type of quality all the time, if not better quality in the future. I owe it to you guys, and I just want to say thank you so much for helping me get to where I am right now. And like I said, all super chats in this hangout right here is going to go towards the equipment that makes, higher quality videos so that you guys can enjoy these rocket launches with me. I may not be the first to upload, but I will be uploading them, and I will be dedicating these launches to people who definitely deserve it. So once again, guys, thank you so much for all your help. Thanks for your donations. Thanks for sticking with me. And now we're just enjoying the fruits of our labor. It's absolutely amazing. So 800,000 views on the Falcon Heavy launch, and that is absolutely amazing. I did want to respond to a few people by name. And this one person who I've never spoken to before. I do know this person because Cool Hard Logic made a video against him, maybe over a year ago. I'm not sure. A guy by the name of Wakey Wakey. He's a flat earther, flat earth dipshit who wanted to try and ask for $1 million over the internet because he wanted to go to North Pole because reasons. I guess that's where you go if you're a flurf. But he commented against me saying, "Oh, still on the payroll, I see, Reds." First of all, Wakey Wakey, I've never spoken to you ever. You've never appeared in my live chat. You've never appeared in any of my hangouts. I've never made a video response to you. I've never interacted with you at all. Where do you get off saying that I'm under some kind of payroll? NASA doesn't pay for this. The only people that have supported me are the people that have subscribed to this channel, as well as the advertisers that choose to advertise on my channel. All right, so yeah, I do get paid for my work, but I always try to make sure that I'm as transparent as possible when it comes to what I am doing with that money. I am investing in two things right now. I'm investing in an external microphone for better audio quality, and I'm also investing in an external monitor so I can easily see where I'm pointing this massive camera. Tracking a rocket at full zoom is not easy, and if you think otherwise, try doing it yourself. I guarantee you're going to fail. You have to have very steady hands in order to make sure that that rocket stays in the viewfinder, especially when at the time it's only occupying 1 pixel of the viewfinder. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So, Wakey Wakey, I don't know what has crawled up your ass and died as of late for you to come onto my video and say, "Oh, I'm still on some sort of payroll." But if at any point you feel that you want to go ahead and have a tussle about whether or not the earth is flat, you know exactly where to find me. Unlike Jaren and unlike Bob and unlike these other people who just run shitless away from a debate that has anything to do with a model that comports with reality, i.e., flat Earth versus round Earth, unlike them, I will actually step into the sandbox and put my views up for scrutiny. I'm more than happy to debate you. I'm more than happy to debate anybody. They just have to step into a arena that they do not control, meaning that they don't have access to the mute button. They can't boot me when I start to debunk their horse shit. It has to be a place where neither of us have that capability. So basically, the end result is this. Yes, I do get paid for my work, but it's not from NASA. It's not from SpaceX. It's not from ULA. It's not from any of these companies that have the capability of getting their payloads to orbit. Where I make my money is by the people who have chosen to subscribe to me, who have decided to advertise on my channel, or who have decided to support me directly in other ways. So I don't know, again, I don't know where the fuck you get off, but if you ever want to go at it and you try to put your views up for scrutiny against me, I say bring it the fuck on. Because as of right now, I'm not the one asking for $1 million. You are. And you're asking for $1 million to travel in the exact opposite direction that you should be traveling. You're choosing to go north. Dude, go south. Despite what you fucktards think, nobody is stopping you. So, with that, an update on Russian vids. Russian vids, we've been hammering him, and specifically Fight the Flat Earth has been hammering Russian vids to get his sorry ass to Florida for the April 26th launch of the Falcon 9. The launch on the 26th is a commercial resupply mission where they will be landing the first stage booster. So Russian Vids has been invited. In fact, if you guys tuned into the Non Sequitur show, you have seen that not only was Russian Vids invited to this launch, but Russian Vids was also invited with the understanding that everything would be paid for. I would pay for a portion of his ticket. Astronomy Live said he would pay for a portion of his ticket. Other people said that they would pay for a portion of his ticket. Others have said that they will front the cost of the bus ticket or the rental car needed to get from the airport to the launch site. Basically, the dude had no excuse. So instead, what does he decide to do with that offer? Instead, he decided that he's going to place all of his trust in some unknown guy with a video camera, probably sucks at filming shit anyway, and he is going to see what footage he is able to capture from the event. From there, he's then going to decide, which we already know his decision, he's going to decide whether or not he then believes that that these rocket landings are actually taking place. Now, my biggest problem with Russian vids is that I already know he's not going to accept video. Again, we know for a fact that whoever this other gentleman is that lives in Florida, he's not going to be able to capture the type of video that myself or Astronomy Live is able to capture. We have been doing this for a number of years. We know what to do. We know what to expect. We know where to go to get the best shots. We know where to go to make sure that we document this as best as can possibly be documented. Russian vids, RV's friend, whoever this dude is with probably a handheld camcorder, is not going to be able to follow it like we do. He's not going to be able to film it like we do. And once he gets the footage back, he's going to say, wow, this footage is shit, and therefore I'm not going to accept it. Or he's probably going to say, well, they were just CGIing shit in real life, or saying something along the lines of it's a fucking hologram or some shit like that. It's basically he's setting the stage to deny. He's setting the stage to keep his little conspiracy alive. Because between you and me, he needs this conspiracy in order to have a purpose in life. He needs this conspiracy in order to feel special. I know something you don't know type of mentality. I don't think he is mentally prepared to deal with the fact that SpaceX actually does what they say they do, which is launch reusable boosters. So him saying that he is going to trust this guy with probably a camcorder, this guy who we still don't know the name of, by the way, that he's going to trust this guy with a camcorder over footage that has been filmed by myself in 4K and by Astronomy Live with a telescope with auto tracking capabilities. I will bet my left nut and the right one as well that for whatever reason, he is not going to be satisfied with the footage gathered by his friend. And if his friend disagrees with him that no, this footage is pretty legit, well, guess who doesn't have a friend anymore? Guess who just got dumped as a friend because they didn't want to conform to some fucked up worldview? This is the type of, you know, insurance. This is the type of insurance that Russian Vids has in place to make sure that his conspiracy will survive to the next day. It's completely intellectually dishonest, pretty disgusting in my book, but it just goes to show just how desperate these flat earthers are to keep their conspiracy alive. Brian, for $2, said, place your trust in Red. Red Fund for the win. Thank you, Brian. That $2 is going to be going towards better equipment for the future. Because like I said, guys, without you, none of this would be possible. So seriously, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for making all of this possible for me. Thank you for getting me the type of equipment needed to generate this much flat earth butthurt and giving me the opportunity to capture images and videos and to document it in such a way that is just amazing and in 4K resolution nonetheless. Just thank you guys so much. Two-step 952 $10. Keep in some of those mushroom-shaped bruises, brother. Hope this helps. Mushroom-shaped bruises. I love that shit. That's great. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. And so, but myself and Astronomy Live, we've been chatting, and we were trying to figure out. So here's my plan, and I want to know what you guys think of this idea when it comes to Russian Vids. We were thinking of asking him, like really pressuring him into giving us details on who this guy actually is. Who is Russian Vids going to place his trust in? And how do we get in contact with that certain individual? That's what we need to know. Once we have that information, here's what we would do. We would contact this individual and we would invite him over to our location so that not only will he be able to film it for himself, but he would be able to film it alongside myself and Astronomy Live. So that would be 3 people recording it at the exact same time. So we would need to find out who this, quote, trusted individual actually is. Now, as far as that as an idea goes, I want to know your guys' opinion on this. Do you think that is a good way to approach this? Because it's clear to me that for whatever reason, Russian Vids is not going to come to Florida, even though he's been given more than a week advance notice and to have his entire trip paid for him. I just, it's like, wow. So I want to know if he's not going to go, who do we talk to? Who is this trusted individual? So I want to know what you guys think of this idea. And if so, we will go for it. And I've also been asked another question in the comment section of the Falcon Heavy video. And that question is, well, let's hypothetically say that RV does show up. What if he decides to just be a total asshole and like take images of you? Aren't you worried about your docs at that point? And quite honestly, no. Listen, guys, between you and me, I quite honestly haven't really cared whether or not my image gets out there. I just like to make fucktards work for it. Is that so bad? I mean, hell, if you want to know what I look like, okay, fine, but you're gonna have to work for it, motherfucker. That's the way it works. And in trying to go that route, RV is just gonna be fucking himself in the ass because here's what's gonna happen. whether or not he sees what I look like or not, he's going to see a Falcon 9 land right in front of him. There's no way around that. And he has said over and over and over again that if he sees this Falcon 9 land, then he's going to have to delete his YouTube channel. Well, if he deletes his YouTube channel, then that's one less fucktard that is spewing misinformation on the internet, and that is the point. The point is to make sure that this fucktard cannot and will not spew bullshit on the internet. The less bullshit we have on the internet, the better we will all be. The more humanity will be better. So let's see. For $5, want a barely used Aperture VS5 monitor with hood and batteries? Stinger, message me on Twitter. We'll talk details. And by the way, thanks for the $5. I do appreciate it, man. Red, you want to bet it's Crow777, please? The last time I spoke to Crow777, he blocked me. That motherfucker, that piece of shit pansy decided to block me and run for the fucking hills. He did not want any part in any information that goes against his bias. So at Redsrag, he's going to need a place to sleep. Do you have a guest bed? No, I don't have a guest bed. He can sleep in the fucking rental car. If he has a problem with sleeping in the car, then tell him to rent a van. But, you know, he's going to have to, basically he has no excuse. He's only going to be there for a fucking day. I'm pretty sure he can survive. So all he has to do is show up, view a launch, admit that I'm not a liar, admit that he was wrong about me, admit that he was wrong about Astronomy Live, admit that he was wrong on Non Sequitur, on his own channel, on my channel, everything. And then afterwards, after he admits all this, he is supposed to close down his YouTube channel. He can go ahead and said that, oh, this doesn't prove I was wrong about anything else, blah, 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 OJ Simpson. At that point, it doesn't really matter what this motherfucker believes because he won't have a channel to spew this type of bullshit. That's the point. So that's why I'm saying, okay, well, if RV's not going to go there, we need to find the next best thing. And this next best thing is whoever this trusted resource is. So myself and Astronomy Live, what we're going to do is the following. We're going to basically have an open call out of RV. And I'm thinking that what we do in that open call out is that we make a standalone video. In the standalone video, we will say, RV, tell us who this other person is and how we can get in contact with him. We will then make arrangements to meet up with this individual. We will make arrangements to make sure that he has the best viewpoint possible. We will make sure that he films alongside us, and we'll make sure that at the very end, we get independent recording of this dude saying, yes, this actually happened. So we know, so we'll have the audio clip of whoever this trusted individual is. We'll have audio clip of his opinion on the situation. Wow, those were loud sonic booms, indicating that this shit actually did happen. Then Russian Vids has two choices. He can either believe this so-called trusted source that he apparently trusts, i.e. trusted source, or he can say that this guy is also part of the Illuminati lizard people and basically cut all ties with the fuck, essentially not being his friend anymore. Hey, if he wants to ruin his relationship with some dude, then that's entirely up to him. Whatever he's got to do to keep his intellectually dishonest conspiracy theory going. You know, you do you. But at least that would get us in the right direction to point out again just how intellectually dishonest this bullshit artist is. That's what we're trying to point out here. Let's see, Red, have you tried to debate that fucking asshole red pill philosophy? I want to see you fucking destroy it like he's like Jaren, but 10 times more douchier. I have tried and getting in contact with Red Pill Philosophy, but the douche canoe has not gotten back to me. I sent him a message. Actually, let me check my Google Hangouts. I'll tell you when I tried to get in contact with him. So let me see. Okay, so I sent out a contact request to Inspiring Philosophy. On February 24th, I sent him an invitation for communication over Hangouts on February 24th. He has still not gotten back to me. I have also tasked the Non Sequitur show with trying to get in contact with him to set up a debate between me and him. Still nothing. So I don't know if Red Pill Philosophy is just ignoring me or if he's hashtag bitch made, but I've been doing everything I can to get in contact with him and still nothing. So I don't fucking know. So let's go to the next one. At Red's right, Russian Vids is full of shit. He knows it's all real. Only reason he won't back down from his flurfer crap is he's probably making some money off of the conspiracy itself. That too, and I think that is true, especially for people like Glowbusters who have clear demonstrable evidence that the Earth is not flat. Like, for example, you've all seen the 15 degrees of rotation thing that happened and how he was trying to hide that information. Basically, withholding information, being dishonest, and using that to keep this bullshit conspiracy alive. And the reason why they're doing this at this point is because they're making money off of their bullshit. Let's be honest here. They're making money off of this bullshit. I understand a guy's got to eat, but holy fuck, you can make an honest living. You don't have to make your living by, selling jelly juice. You can make an honest living. It is possible. Believe me, it is possible. You don't have to push bullshit in order to make a living. But that's what Glowbusters, that's what Jaren and Bob decide to do. And when called to task, when called to provide evidence for the bullshit, what do we get? We get crickets. We get what happened when I debated Jaren on Non Sequitur. We get an admission that he doesn't have a model that works. Well, if you don't have a model that works, then who the fuck are you to make such assertions that the earth is flat? If you don't have anything, if you don't have a foundation to build your bullshit on, then shut the fuck up. That's it. Just shut the fuck up until you can actually prove something, until you can actually make a model that comports to reality. I mean, for fuck's sake, this is not super hard to understand. Guys, Jaren, Bob, tip from the top, man. If you don't have anything, if you have no evidence, if you have no model, if all you have is intellectually dishonest rhetoric and withheld information, you have no room to talk. So the fact that these guys are still talking shows that there is a reason why they're doing it that has nothing to do with the truth, because they don't have anything to point to what that truth actually is, besides evidence to the contrary of their bullshit. But they don't, that truth is inconvenient for them. But if they have nothing to point to their so-called version of truth, then they're doing this type of bullshit for dishonest reasons. And that dishonesty allows them to make money. So at that point, I guess they're choosing to go down the path of least resistance. And unfortunately, that is lying and making shit up as you go, withholding information, being called out for it, being discovered for it, and still proceeding to do it anyway. For $4.99, hey Red, it would be cool to see you get a high altitude ride in a MiG-29 through MiG-Folk. How about a fun to get some 60K foot shots of the curve? Oh my god. If you guys somehow made it a thing where I could hitch a ride on a MiG-29, I would basically shit myself, jizz in my pants, and choke on my own spit at the exact same fucking time. And I would basically be speechless for the next 48 hours as I try to take that in, because holy shit, that would be really fucking cool. That would be wow. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Just thinking about it, it gives me goosebumps, being able to go in a high altitude jet and see the curvature of the Earth. That would be pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. That would be pretty fucking cool. Bodie McBoatface, telling it like it is red. Hashtag Team Cunt. Yes. Thank you very much, Bodie. $6.66. Vladimir, G-Man threatened to fight you at Resray, but has now redirected his IRE towards Doc Savage and Scientist Mel because reasons. It must be terrible to be angry all the time. Have a good Easter. G-Man threatened to fight me recently. I haven't mentioned the turd burglar in, I think, over a year at this point. The last time I did it was when he was basically a dock dropping piece of shit. So, all right. Well, okay, whatever. Whatever works. Whatever works. So let's see. All right, so I'm looking through this dude's videos. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Why the fuck am I doing this? Blah 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 blah. Nothing with my name in it, so who the fuck cares? Anyway, let's see. Make to the Edge of Space is like $20,000. I know I don't know the exact price, but I know it ain't cheap. So I'm definitely not going to ask for something like that. To me, I think I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy type of shit. But if you're asking if I would want to, oh fuck yeah, that would be great. Reds, there's a Falcon 9 launch from Vandenberg Airfield in California on May. If Russian vids can't make it on the 26th, maybe we can donate some money so we can take both of you and Russians to Cali. That would be a good idea. I'll ask Non Sequitur to set up another hangout where we can bring that up to Russian vids, see what he says about it. Although knowing him, he's probably going to come with some other bullshit fucking excuse and it's not going to go anywhere. But yes, that's definitely a good idea. I'm going to give it a shot. At Reds Rec, leave G-Man to rot. Sounds like a good idea to me. Fuck that guy. Basically, this is an argumentum at fuck that guy, fuck G-Man, and fuck him straight in the ear. Fuck him. Just fuck him. Fuck G-Man. So let's see. Reds, would you like to watch a rocket launch from a high-altitude jet? Oh, hells yeah, I would. As long as I get to bring my camera with me. Oh my god, yeah, that would be great. I would love to film a rocket launch from a high-altitude jet. I would love an opportunity like that. You know, just kind of thinking like, if I could get some unique perspective from, high altitude, that would be fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie. That would be pretty fucking sweet. So, anywho, there's a let's see. All right, something just came up. Let me read this. At Reds Reg, shout out to my boy who is dressing up as Elon Musk for his school project, please. Dressing up like Elon Musk. I don't know. How do you dress up like Elon Musk? I guess basically just have a thought bubble following you around, and inside that thought bubble have rockets and Teslas. I think that'll sum it up pretty well. And stutter a lot. Hey, no hate. I'm just saying, if you really want to act like Elon Musk, just stutter all the fucking time. So, like I said, where do the donations go? Reds. Yeah, like I said, the donations that go in from this hangout right here, basically all donations from the super chat are going to go towards better equipment. I have my eye on two things, which is an external microphone and an external monitor. And the reason for the monitor is because the screen on the P1000 is quite tiny. And the reason for the external microphone is so that, well, better audio. A lot of people were saying that they're disappointed with the audio that came from the rocket launch, and I definitely see what they're saying. But that is the built-in microphone on the P1000, so I definitely can't pull any miracles with that. But with an external microphone, maybe I can bump that up to, the next level of quality. anything to make the footage more enjoyable, more washable, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely. I would the two things I'm investing into. And by the way, if any of you guys have a link on Amazon for what external microphones that you guys recommend, as well as which external monitors that you guys recommend, I would greatly appreciate it because I'm going to invest in those things and add that to my arsenal against flat earth stupidity. For $5, we have 12,500 euro for a MiG-29 ride, but then I guess you have to go to Russia. Yeah, there is that. I have to go to Putinville and be like, okay, we landed. Welcome to Russia. Oh, hey guys, Putin. You know, it's like, is it true that you know, everything is backwards in Russia, like in Soviet Russia, jet ski ride you or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know how shit works over there, and I definitely don't speak Russian. I mean, I've tried. Hang on, let me see if I can speak Russian. Um, bonjour. Is that right? Is that right? Did I do good? You know what? I'm off to a good start. I'll take it. So, yeah, I guess if I have to go to Russia, sure. Let's see. Do in Soviet Russia, road fork you. In Soviet Russia, MiG-29 ride you. Holy shit, Aussie Globehead for $50. Pump up the volume. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to I might just dedicate my next launch to you because of all the donations that you've been giving as of late. I'm really thankful, Aussie Globehead. Thank you so much. You know, it's like with the volume that, or I'm sorry, with the audio quality I'll get from it, hell yeah, I'll crank that volume up to the max. Make sure that if you have a bass in your house, that shit fucking rattles the foundation. That's the goal, at least. So pump up the jam. So thank you very much, Aussie Globehead. I really do appreciate it, and that's wow, that's amazing. Yeah, is fucking beast, man. So with that, let me go ahead and invite some people in so that we can discuss some future plans. I'm going to invite some peeps, bitches, and hoes, and we will go from there. So I'm going to invite Jared because why the fuck not? I will also invite Team Skeptic because why the fuck not? I'm also going to invite Sean Hufford because why the fuck not? And we'll just leave it at that for now. So let's see. Red's rhetoric. Even if he finally admits the landings are real, he's going to say there's no way they put satellites into orbit, CGI, and we're back to square one. Well, actually, no, we're not back to square one on that. I'll tell you why. Because the whole point of this is for him to close his channel. If he closes his channel, he's not going to have a stage to spew this nonsense. He's going to have to keep it to himself, or at the very least off the internet, which is the point. So he can keep believing all the bullshit that he wants. He can keep believing that everything is CGI. He can keep believing that O.J. Simpson didn't do anything wrong. And he can keep believing that he didn't have a sexual relationship with O.J. Simpson, even though I proved it using his method of choice, numerology. He can keep believing all of that shit. The point is that it doesn't matter because he's not going to have a channel to spew that bullshit in the first place. And if he doesn't have a channel to spew that bullshit, all we're going to hear is silence. And when it comes to Flat Earth, that is the best case scenario.
Here's the problem. I don't think he would stay quiet that long because he's one of those tards. He just jumped on the flat earth bandwagon. He was always a conspiracy reject, just not an absolute fucking shithead about it. I think he went this route because he wants the attention, and once he started getting it, he ain't giving that shit up, which is why he keeps trying to give himself an out on why he won't actually show up to Florida.
Even though he was given this much time in advance.
Yeah, because here's the thing, and I said this in the live chat of it too. 10 days to get to Florida? There's no way in hell that is too short a notice. Now, mind you, I moved across the fucking world, from Florida to Japan, with 3 weeks' notice.
Hmm.
10 days for a short trip within the same country, especially when other people have put up the money to fund it, it's a fucking no-brainer. All you have to say is, yeah, I know it's not the 2 weeks, but it's a week and a half. Yeah, I'm not going to be at work or available for these days.
Yeah.
It's at that point, it's not so much asking for permission. If you're worth a damn, you can get away with, no, I'm taking these days off.
Well, it's to the point where it's like one of two things are going to happen with Russian vids. Option number one is he actually goes through with it and closes down his channel, which is again my personal goal. Whether this dude does, grows up to not be a fuckhead anymore, great, but that's not my goal. My goal is just to shut this fucker up. That's the whole point. So he either shuts the fuck up, and in that case, job well done. But if he doesn't shut the fuck up and he decides to, like, let's say, make a new channel, or if he decides to not close down his channel at all, basically says, go fuck yourself at that point, then we point out once again his dishonesty. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to dishonesty and what the flat earthers like to call dishonesty, you remember the whole document thing, even though that wasn't dishonesty, that was a prank.
Yeah.
They have stuff like that to cling to. We will have stuff like this to cling to, and our stuff is more powerful because it's actually legit. We have multiple on-camera appearances by Russian vids where he has said repeatedly he will close down his channel, blah, 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 blah. If he doesn't actually do that, what would that do to his credibility? Again, not saying he has any, but even within his own shit-eating group, he's not going to have any credibility left. He's going to be forced to admit that these landings are real and just not follow through with follow through with closing down his channel. But he's still going to have to admit that they're real.
Yeah, and actually looking back at the live chat after being the typical nerd and playing with numbers while listening before, couple good points have come up. One question, which was from Teen Navisic. Does he even have a job to call out of?
That's a good question. And Bodie McBoatface says, at Redstripe, been chatting with Marai Ziller on Facebook. He says to say hello. Bodie, if you can pass along a message back to Marai Ziller, tell him to get the fuck into one of my hangouts one of these days, because it's been over a year and a few months. Actually, I think it's been 2 years since the last time he decided to grace me with his presence. So can you tell him to call me, maybe? That'd be great. Would be nice, to touch base and shit. Been 2 fucking years. Way too long in that case. He has my Skype. Tell him to give me a ring. Call me, maybe. But anyway, so it comes down to he either closes down his channel, he doesn't and proves what a dishonest fuck he is, or he admits that they're real, doesn't close down his channel, but then has to accept the fact that he was wrong about this, i.e. he can't say anything. He can't say anything about CGI anymore because he deemed something as CGI when in fact it wasn't. So we know that his ability to determine CGI to not CGI is basically shit.
But for all the shit that he has to claim as CGI, isn't that kind of the default position anyways, to think that they're full of shit because they can't support any of it?
Pretty much. There's 3 outcomes. None of them are good. 2 of them show him to be a dishonest fuck. One of him, actually all 3 of them actually show him to be how do I say, not qualified in the least bit to judge something as CGI or not. So there is no version of the story with Russian vids where he comes out the winner. None whatsoever. Now, Jared and also you team, question, what did you think of the idea I had where we should actually get in contact with whoever this trustworthy person is and get him to admit that this was real live on camera?
Which trustworthy person is that?
We don't know. He hasn't told us.
And I don't think he will.
You don't think he will?
I have such little confidence in his sense of integrity or ethics. I think he was just saying it to get an out.
Hmm. So you think that's the reason why he's not saying who it is? Well, okay, well, let me just start from the bare bones basic. Do you think this trustworthy person actually exists?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Nope.
No. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar because he's a Poe. That's my opinion on Russian vids. Now he's just doing it just for attention. He doesn't believe in any of the shit he says. That's why he won't. That's why he won't put his beliefs up. I stand by this, Reds. You believe that everything you do is real. You believe that the Earth is a globe, right? You're willing to put your channel up against the Earth being a globe versus flat, right? I mean, I am too. Right here, I'm willing to put my channel up if they find out that the Earth is flat. I'll give it all up. And it's because I believe so much that I'm 100% right on this globe Earth, that the body of evidence is so overwhelming that it's a globe Earth that I'm willing to do that, and I would stand by that regardless. They don't believe in this shit, or they'd stand by it. They'd put it up and they'd stand by it. They don't believe in it.
All right. Well, Russiavitz did put up his channel, or do you think he's just that right there is a lie? That even if he sees this rocket, he's not going to take down his channel.
He won't take down his channel.
Not a chance now.
Nope. Not at all.
Or like I said, if he does, he's going to pull a Anthony Riley, and the next day you're going to have Sleeping Warrior 2.0.
Oh, or yeah, you could. Okay, maybe that just to keep himself as a comedic joke running, so he doesn't outlast his viability on YouTube. He might do that, but he's not going to stop being on YouTube. It's a joke to him. He's a Poe. He has to be on here. He has to be saying crazy, outlandish shit, so people tune in for the dumpster fire.
Yeah. Although, let me not saying that he's not a Poe, because it's definitely plausible, but I'm just giving you a little bit of insight into the person that we're speaking about. Russiavitz has multiple videos on his channel that extend past 5 hours long, talking about this shit with other flirts and retards constantly, over and over and over again. I mean, I just go down the list: 4 hours, 3.5 hours, 6.5 hours, 5 hours 30 minutes, 4 hours 54 minutes, 1 hour 47 minutes. I mean, if this guy is a Poe, he is dedicated to the craft. I tell you that much. And if you go down the list even further, we have 3 hours 45 minutes, we have 6 hours, we have 5 hours 55 minutes, 6 hours 27 minutes. So it's clear to me that this guy, if he is a Poe, is overly dedicated to the Poe-ness.
Well, I would say that 99% of the flat earthers out there are watching flat earth videos, not making them. So I think a lot of flat earthers are watching videos for people who are not really flat earthers. They're just seeking out that attention that comes with being famous on YouTube or popular on YouTube. And I don't know.
I mean, famous. Most of his hangouts are getting 4K views, not shitting on the guy for viewership, because in reality views don't count. It's all about the arguments that are contained within the video.
Yeah.
But at the same time, dedicating 7 hours of your life to a video that just got 4K views, it's kind of
yeah. I'd feel I'd feel a little strained if that was if my 7 hours of my life revolved around mere 4,000 views,
and all that while trying to put up an act to pass off as some kind of a fucking moron. How long would you be able to keep that act going?
I don't, you know, the thing is when I sit back and listen to him, I almost hear it in his voice like he wants to keep that conversation going, that he's not just prepared to go, yeah, you guys are stupid. I'm moving on from here. And that's one of the reasons why I feel that he is that way. But I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know the guy that well. I told him I'd pick him up from the airport. I told him to take his shirt off and start waving his hands around, and I'd honk when I see him. I don't know if he did that or not.
Probably didn't. I don't know. I mean, it's like, Facthard said, plus he's not even Russian. Yeah, I know that. Otherwise, he would have known that the Baran was actually a thing.
Why does he call himself Russian Vids?
I have no idea.
What a fucking idiot.
I pointed that irony out with his name. I said, "Hey, you're saying that the space shuttle jet engines and stuff like that, therefore fake." Ray, go. Let's hypothetically say that the space shuttle had jet engines, which they fucking didn't. But let's just say that they did. So what? I mean, and then I point out the fucking irony with his name. Russian Vids. Russian Vids. When the Russians were making their own version of the shuttle called the Baran, it was originally supposed to have jet engines, giving it greater flexibility. And guess what? It would still be an orbital class vehicle. Jet engines does not mean that you can't get something into orbit. What the fuck is this argument?
Well, and even then, the scramjet is still a jet type of engine, but it's able to actually work at the higher altitudes because of the way the methodology of the combustion works. But again, that is immaterial to whether or not it would actually end up being an orbital vehicle, because that is purely dependent on where the vehicle ends up. And also because they wanted to use jet engines as part of why the Baran actually had its cost overruns, and then Russia collapsed financially, so fuck.
Yeah. Russian Vids isn't Russian. Even Trigger Tits, Southern Israelite, is Southern. What a derp.
Yeah, but Trigger Tits doesn't have tits.
No, he has tits, just not the kind that we like.
Right.
So when you're looking when you're looking at Russian Vids, though, you see a Poe, though, Team Skeptic, right?
Yeah, I see a Poe. I don't think he takes himself seriously.
Who does?
Right.
Jared, what say you?
If not Poe, severely mentally damaged.
Oh yeah, that too. If he's not a Poe, he's mental damage all day long.
Yeah. For $1.99 from Jen, we had conspiracy thinking is a mental illness. RV is ill. So basically, we have pure dumb fuck, ill, or a Poe. Now, keep in mind, 2 of those disqualify him for dumb fuck of the year. Just pointing that out there.
Well, so to keep him qualified for dumb fuck of the year,
Now we're talking.
I think it's a mixture of all 3. So whatever the qualifications may be, he qualifies for dumb fuck of the year for sure.
That, you know what, and I'm leaning that way, unless it comes out like dude has an actual mental breakdown and then comes clean about all of it. That is the only way, in my opinion, he would be excluded from the running. But he would still only at best end up second.
Well, to keep people updated, people don't understand is that there are actually rules to dumb fuck of the year, and so basically here's how you win. 1, be a dumb fuck. 2, get nominated by me or anyone on the panel, and then 3, get the most votes. You do that, you will be named dumb fuck of the year, but you are disqualified in 2 circumstances. Okay, 1 is if you are a Poe. We want legitimate dumb fucks here, not people who are pretending to be dumb fucks. And 2, if you are mentally not well. We want people who are dumb fuck by choice, not disability. So if you are suffering from some disability that makes you a dumb fuck, then you're not a true pure dumb fuck. We only want real dumb fucks in dumb fuck of the year. So that's basically the rules surrounding Dumb Fuck of the Year. So if Russian Vids is deemed not well in the head, that could actually disqualify him.
No, he's well enough in the head to qualify. Under no circumstances are we disqualifying that guy whatsoever. He's qualified. Have you seen the guy that me and Fight the Flat Earth have been talking to recently? That JM Truth guy.
Oh my god,
he's getting a nomination.
So far,
I'm torn between Anthony Riley and him because I think I owe Sean at least that much that much loyalty to continuously vote for Anthony Riley until he wins. But JM Truth is making it really fucking hard, man. Okay. He is saying masses equal to weight. Coriolis is just the Magnus effect or whatever. I think it's called the Magnus effect. He says a bunch of stupid shit. He says, let's see, centripetal force.
Hasn't Liley been saying shit that's just as dumb for way longer?
Yeah, but we got there's some things that have to be taken into account. Like he continues to stand by the claim that he's a physicist and a biochemist, but he has a master's in science, but his master's in science is instructional video design. It's kind of like working with Adobe.
Hold that thought. Hey, Jared, can you get a Clockwork Rex in here?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Well, see, here's the thing. Anthony Liley has been fighting for this. He was so close last year to beating out Trigger Tits by 7 votes. And it was seriously a 2-horse race, but then Professor Stick got involved and then Trigger Tits shot up and the rest is kind of history. That was great. But what others? This stupid motherfucker, has he actually showed up to one of your streams? Have you actually talked to him in a recorded format? And where can I go watch it?
Oh yeah, no, we have several streams with him already, and yeah, he said 10 to the -17th is a negative number.
It fucking isn't.
Wait, was that him or Nathan that said?
No, that was him. Nathan said, it's funny because Nathan was like, yeah, I got somebody that has a master's in science coming on. And then he comes on and he's like, JM, can you tell him, is space a negative pressure? Like, does it actually suck? And he's like, yeah, absolutely it does. And I was like, no, it doesn't. But we'll cover that later. You know, I was closing the show out and he goes, it has -17 torr. And I said, no, that's not what he said. It doesn't have -17 torr. It has 10 to the -17 is what he said. And he goes, yeah, that's a negative number. And I said, no, that's a really small positive number. And he's like, no, that's a small positive number that represents a negative number.
Wow.
So 10 to -17 is a negative number, question mark. What derp came up with that? Apparently someone that has qualifications in something. Hey, Clockwork.
Oh, hey guys, how are you doing?
It's going good. It's going good. At Red's right, Trigger Tits won because he said atomic theory is just a variety of Hinduism.
What the actual fuck?
Yep, yeah. You pretty much got it right there.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. That is wow. Okay, anyway, so by the way, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Like I said, all super chats going to equipment. But Clockwork, what have you to say about the topic or the topics that we've been going over?
Space is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
And we've been to the moon.
Yes, we have. And
some people.
At Resurrect, it was during your debate with him on non-sec. Yes, it's just a variety of Hinduism.
And how about getting Jam Truth to admit that the source for his beliefs are ancient text, only to delegitimize all references prior to the establishment of the current scientific method?
He said he was like you guys aren't following the scientific method, so anything you say is not true whatsoever. And I was like, I said, where are you getting your beliefs from? Would you say you get your beliefs, like, do you agree with the ancients? Like, did they get it right that the earth was flat and there's a dome around us? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's fucking like 2,000 years before the fucking scientific method. What are you fucking talking about? Like, how did they get it right if they didn't put their beliefs through a scientific method like you're claiming right now for us? He was like, I don't know how they got it, but they got it right.
Oh yeah, by the way, let me go ahead and just do this real quick. I just want to say one thing. One has distortion and one does not. Understand the difference, you fucking idiot. All right. So here you can actually see a bit of distortion. Here you can see none whatsoever. This was actually taken on a very clear day. This was taken from the International Space Station, looking through miles and miles and miles, hundreds of miles actually, of atmosphere. This was taken maybe over 20 miles of atmosphere, so quite a difference there. So this obviously has some atmospheric distortion going on with it. This obviously does not. You, sir, are once again a fucking idiot. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who are wondering who this fucking idiot is, it's this douche canoe right here, this little Mr. Reality fucktard. Whoever the fuck this guy is, he's been spamming my Twitter page. I'm just thinking about just muting his ass and just ignoring him.
That might be worth it.
I mean, he's just so fucking annoying. He doesn't come up with anything new. I'm like, my God, I debunked this shit back in 2015. Fucktard, come up with different shit. My God, it's not that hard, is it?
Well, apparently for them it is.
I mean,
I'm watching that Jesse. I can't think of the last name. That black Republican guy that he had an astrophysicist and Mark Sargent talking on it's like an hour-long interview between those two guys. I'm breaking it down right now. It's classic. Like, Mark Sargent's so lost as everything's special pleading for him. He's like, the earth as a globe relies on so many different things. It has to have this and it has to have that and it has to have this, when the flat earth there's nothing. It's just this right here. That's all you have to have. Like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck made it? Who the fuck put it there? What the fuck is outside of it? I mean, come on, it's a fucking, that's all he does. And then the astrophysicist is like a Christian astrophysicist. So he's like, I want to tie the link to the God with science. Mm-hmm. It's a good interview. So
good luck with that. And by the way, I'm not doing a subliminal message at all.
Hang on one second. Oh shit, I accidentally presented you to everyone. Come on, click off. Guys, it's not working. I'm trying as hard as I can to get it, and it's just not working. I am officially powerless to control the series of events that are currently unfolding. God damn it. Nope, still not working. Shit. Okay, fuck. I guess we're stuck.
Dumb fuck of the year 2019.
Also, Team Skeptic, if you do reply to Mr. Reality, tell that douche canoe that he's actually invited to appear onto a hangout so that he can put his views up for scrutiny. And I will host the fuck nugget that responded to you on Twitter.
Oh, somebody! I didn't even see that somebody responded to me.
It was the thing. I was just screen sharing.
Oh no, I saw that. I didn't know it was a response to me. But hey, he's welcome to come in here and fucking put that shit up for scrutiny right now.
Tell him I'll host a debate between you and him. Fuck yeah, I would love to see you just kick his shit in sideways.
What's his name? Mr. Reality.
Mr. Reality. Yeah, he replied to you.
Okay. Why do so many people who put the word reality in their names deny it?
I don't know. Why does Jeranism use the word truth over and over again?
Truth. Well, just remember, when he says that something is truth or is true, it's really just his opinion.
Yeah. It's like, oh, And not only that, but do you remember when he said that we have the truth that it just has a few holes in it? If your truth has holes, then it's not the fucking truth. What the fuck is this shit? It's like, oh, I know the answer. I just don't know the answer. What the fuck are you talking about? You can't have one thing and the negation of the thing at the exact same fucking time. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, and I love it when they try to say, oh, well, because this is false, then this must be true. And it's like, no, 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 no. Not A does not equal B.
I don't think your gift is deep throating that far enough.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
Well, actually, do you want to know if I was forced to just, round up all the flat earthers and put them through intellectual boot camp? Do you want to know where I would actually start? I would start with a crash course in basic philosophy. That's where I would start. I would start there because the amount of fallacies that these fucktards commit, the amount of fallacious thinking they do, drives me up the fucking wall. So they need to be taught. They need to be taught what is a fallacy, the different types of fallacies, and how not to commit them. Then from there, hardcore math.
Yeah.
And guess what, motherfuckers? You ain't getting out of this holding cell until you calculate the distance to the fucking sun. Kepler's third law, bitch. Better start studying.
Now, here's the funny thing: when that topic comes up, measuring the distance to the sun, and they go off, they try to pick apart because of the assumption that Kepler made about the size of Venus. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? When we had the technology to directly measure the distance to Venus at its closest approach, we also confirmed that by its angular size at that distance, Kepler was damn close to right.
No, I think when he was asked, why is Kepler's third law a thing? Like, why is this a law? Kepler responded intellectually honestly by saying he didn't know. He didn't know why it was a thing. It wasn't until Newton came around that we were able to derive the equation again, but using Newton's equations. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
$50. Reds and Team Skeptic, love your work. If you're ever in NYC, let me know. We'll get beer and live the good Illuminati life. I thought nothing was dumber than 9/11 truth, and then I found flat earthers. We destroyed truthers on MetaBucks/IS. Keep up your fight. Dude, that is amazing. Hey, listen. I'll tell you this much, dude. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm actually going to be in New York visiting a family member. My grandfather lives in New York. So I'm going to be going to Flushing. If I remember correctly, Flushing is just outside of Queens. So I'll be in town for about maybe 2 days. So if you want to meet up and get something to eat, have a beer, shoot the shit, that kind of thing, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. I would love to meet you. Would sound great. Thanks for the $50 super chat, and keep debunking the bullshit. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. But yeah, hit me up on Twitter, and we will definitely go from there. But once again, thanks for the $50 donation. It's absolutely amazing. And team, anything you want to say to the generous individual in the chat?
Yeah, thank you. Believe me, what we do it's fun for us, but it does take a toll on our lives. So
and our sanity.
Not just our sanity, but our ability to, to do other things. We spend a lot of time on these videos. Reds takes a lot of time out of his life to go to Florida to make amazing rocket footage that I personally would never do. So it's not because I wouldn't do it because I don't want to. I just don't have the equipment, the time, and everything else. So super chats like these, whether it's on my channel or his channel or any of these other debunkers that are doing a really good job right now of doing the debunking, they actually do help out. We don't beg for the money. We just We accept it. We try to show you guys appreciation. And on behalf of Reds, I would like to show appreciation for that $50, man. He's a badass. So.
And speaking of what we put ourselves through, in my attempt to get even with Kyle, no, I did not drink during the show Friday night on Non-Sec when I brought Why You Are an Idiot on there. But holy fuck, did I destroy my beer supply after. Like, normally I go pick up beer every couple weeks. I went through all of that shit in one night.
Well, let's see. Flushing is in Queens, and I live very close. Seriously, hit me up. Get in contact with me on Twitter. Just keep your handle so that I recognize it, and hit me up on Twitter. We'll pass along details and go from there, man. But yeah, that sounds like a fantastic thing. I would love to meet up with you. I like meeting up with people. So let's see. Also, let me try one thing. God damn it. You know, Jared, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm completely powerless of stopping the image that's going. Let me ask you, is there anything totally unexpected that's preventing you from stopping the image that's currently being displayed?
I guess I'll be nice.
Okay, that was unexpected.
I was about to say, he left you with such a good thing to say. Man, I'm keep trying, but NASA won't. For some reason I can't get it off my screen.
See, I did not want to say that because of the image that was on the screen.
Hashtag AT2 fails.
No, it's more like hashtag Team Skeptic wants to get it off.
Damn, that's brutal, man. That's brutal. That is brutal. But anywho, but when it comes to Kepler's third law, you can actually derive that from Newton's equations. You can actually figure out Kepler's third law that way. And guess what? He was right, bitches. Let's see, $5. Great work, Reds and Team Skep. Whenever you're in San Diego, for whatever reason, I love to meet any of you guys. My 6-year-old loves Bob the Science Guy, by the way. Well, yeah, he should. Bob the Science Guy is absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys haven't seen, you know what? His series debunking Mark Sargent, I have binged watched. They're great.
The Flat Earth Clues one? Where you did all those Flat Earth Clues? Yeah, it was badass.
That's badass. If you guys haven't seen Bob the Science Guy, please do. Tell him Red sent you. Please subscribe to him. Again, if you are an honorary member of Team Cunt, you will go and subscribe to Bob the Science Guy, as well as Team Skeptic and AT2 Productions. Fuck, subscribe to everybody.
Speaking of Team Cunt, Red, did you get the final version of the Team Cunt signal?
Oh, the cunt signal. Yes, I did. And you know what? I approve.
Just making sure we have Gio Streber to thank for that one.
That's fucked up, but so good. God. Okay, so let's see. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's try. How do you derive? Oh God, do I have to? You know, the only way I'm going to be able to demonstrate is through MS Paint, and it's going to look like absolute ass. You guys know this, right?
Oh, wait. Where is that question?
Okay, cool. We'll figure it out. By the way, great natural proof of the sun setting below the horizon in NYC. You can watch it illuminate the bottom of the floors of super tall under construction. Of super talls under construction as it sets. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty damning right there.
That is pretty damning right there. Yes, absolutely. Average right, do it. Fuck.
Well, it's kind of like the 9/11 truthers when they tried to say, "Oh, how could an airplane go into the tower like that?" And then you pull up an image of the towers during their construction, and you see it was mostly empty, short of the elevator column in the middle, and then the support beams around the outside.
Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go over here. Okay, so apparently somebody wants at Red's Rhetoric, do it. It's the Glober Crisis. Or Glober Crisis. Wow, why did I read that as Crisis? Fuck me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I fucked that one up royally. I guess I got used to Russian vids calling everything a crisis and calling everyone a crisis actor. So,
Well, just because he's in a mental crisis doesn't mean that everything is one.
well, yeah, that's true, but you have to understand who we're talking about. He's kind of a fucking idiot.
Now, I I will give Russian vids this. If he truly believes it, if he's not a Poe, then he's a good person to talk to because he's funny about it, you know. He can have a good time with his beliefs, and I think that's important. I think a lot of these people are taking their crazy, idiotic beliefs way too seriously, and I don't think
really?
Russian vids does. I think I mean, outside of what you said about the 5-hour live streams, he could be doing that for attention. But when we get him, when you were in here talking to him, he was like literally having a good time being fucking put down by you guys, you know?
You think he secretly enjoys it?
I do. Maybe he's a masochist. I don't know.
Ooh. All right.
Would not surprise me.
Okay, so apparently I've been asked to. All right, fine. It's gonna look like absolute dog shit. So for that, I really do apologize. But yeah, this is gonna look like ass, and not the good kind of ass. I'm talking about the bad kind of ass because I'll be drawing with my mouse. So, oh fuck my life. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so is this thing working? Yeah, it's working. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, and yep. Okay, it's working. There we go. All right, so it's working.
That was great, Rocket.
You were quite skilled with that one.
Holy
the Falcon one heavy.
Fuck. Aussie Glowhead.
And I love the comment with it.
Shillbot made me do it.
Oh man.
Holy
the Shillbot has arrived.
fuck.
Everybody run. Shillbot is here. Run for your life.
Ozzy, do I give you the blowjob or the Shillbot?
You don't have a choice. It's both.
It's both.
I was about to say both. Yeah.
All right. If you guys agree with the answer both, type the number 1. Holy fuck a doodle do.
The flood in the chat starts in 3, 2.
Right.
There it goes. And as oh god,
why is YouTube hiding ones? Stop
why
hiding ones? They're just ones, guys.
They're just ones. YouTube, what the fuck?
Damn it.
God damn
I
it!
have to go back, guys. If your one's not showing up, give us a second.
We're trying to keep up. It's very difficult.
Yeah, the blue pill's not helping.
All these dickhead ones out there.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's do it. So we're gonna learn how to
-17.
we're gonna learn how to derive Kepler's third law using Newton's equations. Okay. So let's go ahead and do something. So we know we have a actually, let's do it this way. Let me make this thicker. Make it thick. Yes. Okay. So we know
repeating.
Okay, so what do we agree that force equals force?
Of course.
Yep.
Okay, so let's say force gravity equals force of centrifugal force. So force equals force, right?
Okay.
All right, cool. We're off to a great start. So now what is we're gonna do FC here. And now f of c, does anyone remember that equation, or should I just fill everyone in?
Is it mv squared over r?
Yes, correct. So it's mv squared over r.
Science, bitches!
That is,
I believe centripetal is what we should be using there, not centrifugal. But they're going to be, it's going to come out to the same regardless, but just to avoid confusion.
Yeah, that's true. So now FG, we already know it. M1, my God, this looks like dog shit. G over R to the second. Okay. So obviously you can equal these two things together, correct?
Correct.
So let's go ahead and do this. My God, this looks like absolute ass. Okay, so trying to pretty it up quite a bit here. So what you do is you do mv to the second over r, and that equals g m1 m2 over r to the second. Now, what I'm seeing here is that we can actually start cancel some of these out. So the first thing that we do is we cancel, an r over here and one of the r's over there. Cancel the m here, cancel the m here, really, that kind of thing. So what you're left with is v to the second equals gm over r. See how that works?
Yeah.
Now, how do we get this right here to equal Kepler's third law? Or how do we find Kepler's third law in this equation? Anyone want to take a stab at it in the Hangout?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Kepler's third law.
Yep. Oh, let's go over it. Let's go over it together. So basically, Kepler's third law is all about orbits, right?
Yeah.
An orbit is a circle. Now, v is velocity or speed. How do we find, speed? Like, what is the equation for speed?
What's the equation for speed? V or d over t?
Yeah, distance over time. Correct. So we have distance over time. So now, Team Skeptic, what is the distance when it comes to an orbit?
What is the distance? It's
So the distance when it comes to an
circumference.
Orbit, the circumference.
Pi r, pi 2r, pi d.
Yeah. So 2 pi r exactly.
Yeah, 2 pi. So
I'm gonna erase this. So remember d over t. Okay, and we already know that d equals 2 pi r. So what we have is 2 pi r over t. Now remember when all we were left with was v to the second? That means all of this goes to the second. So that is going to equal g m over r. See that? So now what we can do is we can rearrange the equation. And that is the beautiful thing about this problem, because now what it comes out to is it comes to 4 pi to the second and then r
cubed.
So like that over, and then t to the second. So then what we have is this equaling g m over r. Oh wait, that I believe this is supposed to be to the second. That's
we just transferred the r over there already.
Yeah, and this one is just going to have to be to the second right there. So that was a mistake right there. There you go. But with a rearranging of this equation, you can actually find the following. So if you got t and r, or let's say you got t by itself, if you wanted to solve for t and you got r, 4 pi, and everything over on this side, does anyone know how that would interact? So basically, let's just flip this around. If we flip this around, some of this can just be carried over straight to the other side. So what you would have is this. You would have t to the second all by itself equals 4 pi to the second over gm, and then this would be multiplied by r to the third. But do you see something interesting with this equation right here?
What?
This equation is Kepler's third law.
Okay.
T to the second times some constant
Right.
r to the third. These values are never going to change.
Right.
This value is never going to change. That is going to be, that's the law. They're just not going to arbitrarily change. So being that those are constant, the only variables are t to the second, r to the third. So technically you could say that t to the second is proportional to r to the third, and that is Kepler's third law.
Right. Now I see what you're saying. Yes, you're right. 100%.
So basically at this point right here, we found Kepler's third law. Now Kepler didn't know all these equations. He was actually just looking at the sky and seeing this relationship, but he didn't know why this relationship existed. Thanks to the laws of Newton, we were able to find the relationship. And now we know why Kepler's third law is a thing, and we could use that to figure out the distance to the sun. And of course, I just lost every single flat earther in the entire history of forever.
Now, astronomy speaking terms-wise history, chronologically, it was Tycho Brahe, and then Kepler, and then Copernicus.
I believe so, yeah.
And I think it was Brahe believed it was geocentric, and I think Kepler Kepler who took his observations and made sense of them with his laws, and then I don't know where Copernicus fits in there, but that was the progression of how they came to understanding that it wasn't the sun that went around the earth, it's actually the earth that goes around the sun.
Yeah. Meanwhile, flat earthers are struggling to figure out, if you have a triangle sides 1, 1, and 1, what are the interior angles?
90, 90, and 30.
90, 90, and 30. Is that right? Did I do good? Did I do a good one?
You did well.
Not even close.
Shut up, Jared.
One of these days, I'm just gonna grow up old, decrepit. I'm gonna be sitting there with my grandson or granddaughter, and I'm gonna be telling stories of my time on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell the story about the time that I made Jeranism my bitch, and how I basically caused Russian Vids to close down his channel and figured out the distance to the sun. And I'm gonna tell her, and that was the greatest moment of my whole life. And then she's gonna reply with, "What about when I was born?" Then my reply will be, "Not even close."
Not even close.
Not even fucking close.
Right. Darling, have you watched Dumbfuck of the Year Volume 35? Your birth means shit to me.
Wait. You think the birth of a child is important?
Yeah.
Great.
Flat Earth, it's not. No way.
I'll be like, "Oh, honey, she's perfect. By the way, honey, come over here. If she grows up to be a flat earther, I'm going to disown you." You are dead to me. Oh God, the good old days.
I mean, it should be a reason for not feeding your child. Like, oh, why did you not feed your kid for 6 months? He's a flat earther. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, Red, did you read out the last super chat to come in? That was for just over €2.
I did not. Hang on, let me go back. €2. I will fly your logo in a 0G flight this August 19th. Holy shit. Dude, send that shit to me. Like for real. Awesome. Send that shit to me.
That would be fucking awesome.
Dude, I gotta tell you, these guys that we found, when you're first starting out, you definitely get bombarded by a lot of shitheads, but once you get your foot in the door, you'll start seeing like all the good people in there. By the way, Jared, yep. Are you ready to start applying the Vicky treatment?
To which one?
Okay, let's do this. Heliocentric suicide. We're gonna need an email from you so that we can send you the link to this hangout, so we can put your views under scrutiny.
Don't be scared, dipshit. Join.
Don't be scared. Join the hangout. Join the hangout.
Wait a minute. Why am I not seeing them?
Oh, you're not seeing heliocentric suicide? Does that mean I have to apply the Vicky treatment myself?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I don't remember having the person. Oh, there it is. Bam.
There you go. Now we're off to a roll. So heliocentric suicide. After your 300-second timeout is over, your next reply will be an email that I can send you the link to this hangout. If you say anything other than that, you will once again be put in timeout so that you can once again comprehend what we're asking. And the next one will have to be your email. If you again don't give us the email address so we can send you the link to this hangout so we can put your views up for scrutiny, you will once again be placed in timeout, and so on and so on and so on. This is called the Vicky treatment. So yeah, that's basically how this works. So Jared, will you keep on that for the next however long we're still up?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. You know, you're very good at that. This is why I dedicated literally my most popular launch video ever to you.
Sometimes I have to earn it.
What a waste.
Oh, wow.
You could have dedicated it to like Harambe. It would have had more purpose to the launch. I love you, Jared.
Ooh, there's
I love you, AT too.
There's a name from the past that we haven't heard. Someone just said, plus we need Tiger Dan on. God, imagine if we could get a hold of him and...
Oh, boy. That is not Tiger Dan. Is he dead or can he still be found on places?
I have no clue. I actually came in shortly after Tiger Dan got ostracized.
Ah, wow. Red, my card is fucked up, but I just want to say Flurf/creationists give Christians a bad name. Science is just proof of God's infinite and beautiful universe. I've tried 3 times, but something is wrong. Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji. I disagree with you on the whole God thing, but everything else, sure. But thank you. Yeah. Science is how shit works.
Hey, Layman, you should definitely go check out that link that I posted. In fact, I'll go ahead and post it again for you. It's an actual astrophysicist on that one guy's channel, and he's trying to. His position is that God can be proven through science. Again, I don't hold the same position, but it's a good watch. Plus, they're making fun of Mark Sargent. So
oh, good. Fuck Mark Sargent.
That.
At Redrick, you aren't in Florida? ? No, I am in Florida. I live in Tampa. Yeah, I'm that ugly fuck from Florida. That's why I'm known as that ugly fuck from Florida.
Oh, man, we're 87, I guess. I missed the part about the plumber. Does anybody care to explain that to him?
Well, let's have the resident plumber explain it.
Hang on. Where are we seeing this?
Man, we're 87, almost at the bottom.
Oh, I missed the part about the plumber. Anyone can explain to me? Yeah. Okay. So here's the story behind the plumber thing. So a lot of people in the past have asked who I am, as if it fucking matters to my arguments. It doesn't make my arguments any less true or more true. It doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. Basically, who I am in reality is irrelevant to the arguments that I make here on the internet. It's irrelevant to the footage I provide that shows that rockets do what they do, that the ISS exists. It is where NASA says it is, the altitude, the speed, the size, all that good shit. It does absolutely nothing to the mountains of evidence I have shown, showing the curvature of the Earth, the calculations that have been made, because everything can be done by you guys. Everything that I observe can be observed by you guys. You don't need to take my word for it. So who I am as a person, what I do for a living, doesn't fucking matter. But you see, flat earthers don't understand that. flat earthers are so obsessed with finding out who I am, what do I do for a living, and stuff like that. You know, what is my educational background? So what I do just to shut them up is I say that I am a plumber. Am I actually a plumber? No, I'm not, but it's a running joke. So whenever somebody asks me, what is your profession? I just say I'm a plumber and just leave it at that. And part of that is one, to make fun of them for asking such a silly question to begin with, but another is to kind of lead them into a false sense of security. Oh, well, a plumber's not going to understand what the law perspective is. A plumber's not going to understand how orbits work and stuff like that. And then I come on the hangout or come on to the debate and say alpha equals 2 times the arctan of g over 2r, where alpha is the angular size of the object, g is the actual size of the object, and r is the distance to the object. They all of a sudden shit the pants and be like, this ain't no ordinary plumber. This is no ordinary plumber. And then they start shitting their pants. That's the whole idea behind the whole plumber thing. It's to lead flirts into a false sense of security, as if to make them think that I don't know my shit when it comes to debunking flat earth nonsense, because I've been doing it for years. I have heard all the arguments and I know all the rebuttals. And so when it comes to that plumber thing, just know it's a running joke. And
Can I offer a suggestion here? Because I know we have have to have some Yelpers in the live chat. How about we go start a Reds Rhetoric's plumbing service in Tampa Bay, and everybody go give Reds Rhetoric a 5.0 5-star review. Let's make that happen.
oh
Let's
my
start a
God.
Reds Rhetoric's plumbing business on Yelp. Somebody who's a Yelper, go do that, and then we'll all go leave that awesome review for how wonderful your plumbing service is. You clean our pipes, bro.
Blue Marble Science says, damn, Red, how many times a day do you recite the perspective formula? You have that shit down. Dude, I have it tattooed on my ass at this point. So when I tell flat earthers to kiss it, they can see the law of perspective formula while they're doing it. It's just convenient at that point. But yeah, I know that, and I also, well, okay, so here's the thing about the plumber thing. I don't know why it's so important that people know who I am in reality. Let me tell you something. There's another reason why I chose plumber, and it wasn't just to lead flirts into a false sense of security, but it's to give them something equivalent to who I am in reality. I am nobody. I'm nobody important. I am nobody special. I'm nobody important. I'm just a regular dude that is sick of seeing bullshit on the internet. I'm sick of hearing about flat earthers going on and on and on about how the earth is flat. I'm sick of it. So basically it comes down to this. I am not brilliant at math. I am not brilliant at figuring out orbits and measuring the distance to the sun and everything like that. But I set myself that challenge. Could I, just a normal dude who quite frankly sucked at math when it came to high school work, could I figure this out of all people? And guess what? I could. If I can figure this out, and keep in mind, I'm a fucking nobody, but if I can figure this out, then these flat earthers are without excuse. Because when it comes to knowing absolute dick about debunking flat earth, the fact that I have becoming so good at it that now globebusters of all people are fucking terrified of me, that Jeranism has been made my bitch on countless occasions, that I'm literally causing people to run away and just deem me a troll and not want to deal with me anymore because I'm so good at debunking their bullshit without even trying. The fact that I've been able to get that good at this shows that these guys are without excuse. What I do is not special. What I do is not hard to achieve. All you have to do is actually study. Do a bit of reading, do a bit of research, do your own observations. And if you don't know something, ask for help. So keep in mind, when I did my first few pieces of observations, we started spitballing ideas, or I started spitballing ideas with a bunch of people who are of like mind. They know a few things that I wasn't aware of. And so we put our brains together and we're able to figure shit out that is even more compelling. Like, for example, figuring out the distance to the International Space Station, which then allows us to find its altitude, size, and speed. Figuring out the basic algebra and the trigonometry to figure out the distance to the sun, and so on. Basically, I'm trying to show people that you don't have to be brilliant. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to have a PhD to figure this shit out. So the fact that flat earthers are out there saying that, oh, you have to be, in the know in order to figure this shit out is completely wrong. They're treating it like this is some elite group of people. No, it isn't. It actually fucking isn't. You can figure this out for yourself. You can figure out the angular size of the sun yourself. You can measure it yourself. You can figure all this out yourself. You were able to figure out that the earth isn't fucking flat. If I can figure it out, they can as well. So they are without any fucking excuse. And I guess I add a little bit of my own little flair to it by cussing like a sailor.
No fucking way.
Yeah, really? What gave that away, huh?
There's a reason why we get along so well.
It's like Jerry Springer.
Similar language.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And so when it comes to the whole plumber thing, is because what I do in reality is so not special. It's just a basic everyday job, a lot like a plumber. So you don't have to be brilliant to figure this out. I'm not brilliant. I'm not smart. I'm just an average guy. I just happen to be an average guy that appreciates what humanity has accomplished and what humanity has been able to figure out. And what I do is I try to relay that back at people who don't understand that these things that we know, these things that we have figured out, they're not there to hurt you. They're there to enlighten you on where you belong in the universe. And I find that to be a very beautiful thing. So when people fight against that and try to bring us back to the fucking Stone Ages, that's where I see that as an insult to the hardworking men and women that made all of these observations, that made all of these discoveries, some of whom have actually put their lives on the line to push the scientific frontier. These guys shit on their memory. Flat earthers disrespect the progress that humanity has made. So I guess another thing that drives me to do the things that I do is to speak for them. If these guys were alive today, what would they say to individuals like Jeranism or Bob or any similar fucktard? They would basically tell them that to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
So I like to believe that I'm speaking on their behalf. And I don't just speak on their behalf. I don't just say go fuck yourself. I tell you why you can go fuck yourself. And I do that with math. I do that with observations. I do that with shit that you can verify yourself where you don't have to take my word for it. So once again, Jeranism, Bob, Russian vids, all the other flat earthers out there, go fuck yourself. And I'll be here to tell you why once you have the balls to actually man up and listen.
Hey, Reds, you have a super chat, Kiwi H.
Cool. Read it out for me.
New Zealand, $5. You must be a plumber because you're always covered in verbal diarrhea.
Yes.
Oh,
Getting that diarrhea, boy.
Oh, and here's a good question from Macabre for you, Red. Did you have an interest in rocketry and space travel back when you were going against young Earth creationism?
I did. Unfortunately, I didn't get that type of conversation when I was doing the whole God debate thing. Just so people understand, my position is, well, actually, I'll tell you what my position is. That I do not claim that God does not exist. I will never make that claim. My only assertion is that your arguments for his existence suck ass. That's where I'm coming from. But along with that, I started getting to more debates about younger creationism and how younger creationism is basically pseudoscientific horseshit. But it was always going in the avenue of biology and evolution. Now, I agree that biology and evolution are great science. We've made a ton of discovery. Yeah.
Red, you need to stop talking for a second
Yeah.
and address the super chat that you just received.
Holy shit again. Fuck me.
I won't. I'll try to never cut you off until you need to be cut off, and
that one needs it.
you needed to be cut off. So
Don't sell yourself short. You're way better at this shit than the average dude. By the way, I think this donation means we need another chat vote. Don't worry. Mark Sargent told me what happened in the dome stays in the dome. Mark Sargent is a weird dude.
All right. So vote 1 if you think that Eildor deserves more than just a drink when Red gets to meet him in person.
Do I have to cup as well?
Oh, you're gonna have to do more than cup, bitch.
You're now gonna have to smile and make eye contact.
Eye contact as well? Jeez.
Eye contact.
Tough crowd.
Oh God, here comes the one. You're ready.
Holy shit! No! I can't keep up. Okay, all right. Show. God damn it! Fucking YouTube. Why are you not allowing ones?
Right.
Maybe
some kind of secret porn message.
Maybe YouTube prefers the number 2.
I don't know, but this is really fucking weird.
And in the middle of that, from Delor, I actually preferred no eye contact.
You just made life really easy for Reds. Thank you.
Thank you for being so understanding.
Now, before that, there was another comment that came in. Where was it? Nope, there was that one. Fuck, I lost it.
Give him a
right here. From Saul. Red, did you shit yourself when you spoke to Lawrence Krauss? More.
I actually came in my drawers a little. Also, give him a ZJ. I'm going to need your guys' help on this. What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Okay. So I gotta ask the original question. Younger creationism, right? That's where I was.
Yep.
Okay, younger creationism. So yes, I was always interested in space. I just never completely understood it, at least as much as I do now. But I was always interested in it. But the only scientific debate that I could find to get into online was with younger creationism, which was about evolution, abiogenesis, that kind of thing. And quite honestly, I find dinosaurs to be fucking boring. Yes, they're great, ooh, scary, whatever. They sound like a hippopotamus, a rhino, and an elephant having constipation like you would not believe, especially in Jurassic Park, but they're fucking dead. They're dead. They're bones. I just don't find that interesting. I'm sorry. I don't find evolution interesting. I don't find abiogenesis interesting. I admit we have discovered great things about it. I personally just don't find it interesting. My brain of science is astronomy, and I find astronomy to be a better science because I can show you a picture of Saturn, and I automatically win because Saturn.
Well, here is something you need to remember, though, Red. You do need to be thankful for the dinosaurs for one thing.
That they're fucking dead and not eating me?
No.
And the fossil fuels.
There you go. Without them, you wouldn't have the Go Juice for your favorite toy.
This is true. I would definitely not have the Go Juice for my favorite toy. By the way, one person actually modified my the Go Juice. So here is an image.
Huh.
You know what? Poor obvious Photoshop, but still love the thought behind it.
This is real.
Dude. What are you talking about? This is totally real.
No, it's not, because it's not a Tesla.
You know what? You figured me out. I thought I had you fooled. Anyway, so So yes, but I never really got into that. But then I hopped on to a Midnight Shuffle, and that's when I talked to a guy by the name of JC Canby. JC Canby, for those of you who don't know, is Jeranism. This was before Jeranism was even a thing.
Yeah.
I was the first guy to speak to him. So he came in and we finally started talking about space. And I was like, wow, finally, I get to talk into something that I personally find interesting. And as we were talking, I realized I wasn't just having a nice conversation with somebody. I was actually having a debate with somebody. And I was like, wait a minute. So I started asking him harder and harder questions. And then it hit me. So I asked the question, dude, do you think the earth is flat? And he goes, well, yes. And I go, yeah, that basically started it. So I then decided to yell at him and scream at him and stuff like that and blah, 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 blah. Anywho, the hangout ended. It was a dumpster fire. And then I spoke to a person by name of Jade West. For those of you who don't know, Jade is a YouTuber who is sadly no longer with us. She passed away last year, and she will always be missed. But I spoke to her, and she said, "Well, how about this? Why don't we try to answer some of his questions?" So when I got back in contact with Jeranism, he said the following: "You know what? I'm going to make a channel dedicated to flat Earth." So then Jade came up with the idea that I should make a channel dedicated to debunking him. And that is how Red's Rhetoric started. It was Jade's idea, not mine. So that's where the Jeranism Flat Wrong series started coming out. This was going back in the day, so far back where Jaren was still asking the question, why don't rockets launch straight up when getting into space? Answering simple shit like that. So it was going way back then, way back there. So as time continued on, I realized that flat Earth is becoming a thing, sadly, but it's to do with space. It's to do with astronomy. And as I started learning more and more into astronomy, I start to see the absolute beauty that is mathematics, astrophysics, basic, algebra, trigonometry, and how we can use it to figure out our universe so we can find answers to these questions. How far to distance to the sun? How do we know the altitude of the International Space Station? How can we figure out its speed? All these things are discoverable, and I was able to demonstrate that. And now I sit here before you, very thankful for the opportunity that you all have given me. And now I filmed one of the most badass footage of rockets that I have ever got my hands on. I was like, fuck yeah.
So you're forgetting a couple details in all this story. You're forgetting where JC Canby said, "Did you ever dance with the devil in the flat moonlight?" And a superhero was born.
Oh God.
And then years later, he confirmed the Earth's curvature and his famous "interesting."
Yes. Wow. That's interesting.
John Rapp, no, it was the other way around. Reds ran into JC Canby, who announced that he was becoming Jeranism. So Red said, "Oh, fuck that. I'm going to make your life hell."
Essentially, that's how it all started. I didn't think that Red Strike was going to be a thing. And keep in mind, the only reason I had this channel was because my main channel, which was Redline V8, was put on suspension because I got basically porn bombed, or not porn bombed, but flagged to oblivion by Brett Keane. The fat fuck that lives with his mom.
You mean the one who has claimed to have reported my channel a couple times now, and yet funny, not a single goddamn thing about any reports from YouTube.
Yeah, that guy.
Mr. Failwell himself, the guy that lays in bed and live streams.
The manatee.
Yeah, the human. Oh my God, that guy's fucking ridiculous.
Yep, but and who's also famous for the song "At Least You're Not Brett Keane." I'll see if I can. I don't
I have
remember
the
it.
song.
I don't remember it exactly, but I think it goes something like "A child in both soul awakens to the bombs, shrapnel piercing his flesh, ripping through his little bones as he stands there bleeding, a fate facing his fate. He thinks, at least I'm not Brett Keane."
It's a great. We gotta play it. We gotta play it. It's great.
At least, Jared.
Hang on, I'm getting everything set up. Give me a moment.
Oh God, Jared, just be ready. Be ready,
At
Jared.
least I'm
You know,
not
I was in the middle of watching other shit that I don't want shared out with everyone during a hangout.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jared, I'm gonna explain something to you. This is basically you're basically pulling a flat earther right now. You know, based on historical experiences.
Oh no,
Red rhetoric is not about to pipe the audio through his. So you got to be ready, bro.
Murder the lyrics. Jesus Christ, I can murder lyrics. Fuck yeah, you want to fucking try me, bitch?
All right, there we go. One. All right, now let's get that over there. Let me go ahead and find the file.
Hey, Team Skeptic.
Yo,
Did you know that it's an illness, a sickness, an infection how flat earth bullshit can get our attention? But be that as it may, we're still gonna stay dropping signs on their asses all motherfucking day. Hey, they say don't trust the figures of science as if there's something wrong with standing on the shoulders of giants. Did you know we have Einstein, Newton, Galileo Galilei, Stephen Hawking, Edwin Hubble, Kepler, Planck, and Faraday? Hey, with a team like that, how can I not be set? Meanwhile, the Fleurs have some asshole that lost a bet. Hey, join the winning side. It's a science colossus, or they can stick with those guilty of confirmation bias.
oh shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Reds.
Did Beyonce write that for you?
Yes, she did.
She's my favorite. I like Beyonce and Taylor Swift. They're my two favorites to watch on MTV.
Just tell me when.
Okay, Jared, go for it.
Hey there, I just wanted to make a nice positive message for fellow Drunken Peasants fans. You know, some people out there might be feeling down, might be feeling depressed. And I just wanted to make sure that you remember it could always be worse.
I'm addicted to methamphetamine since the age of 3. Emotionally crippled, my mom and dad raped me. Homeless in the desert, surviving on rats and pee. At least I'm not Brett Keane. At least I'm not Brett Keane. If your life is full of failure and it's getting real tough now, your body's riddled with cancer, your spouse has kicked you out, your own family has disowned you, nowhere at all to be. At least you're not Brett Keane. At least you're not Brett Keane. So if you're ever feeling down and need to put your mind at ease, take all that news, sit there, watch some games you love and see. At least you're not Brett Keane. At least you're not Brett Keane. A child in Mosul awakens to the bombs. Gunfire through his window, tearing his little flesh from his little bones. He lays there dying on the floor, accepting death as he bleeds. And he thinks At least I'm not Brett Keane. At least I'm not Brett Keane.
And done. Done for Brett. He has no other leg to stand on.
That is just too good.
Wait, this is mainly towards you, Skeptic, but swear on everything. If you get Reds to spit one of my rhymes, I will drop a whole diss to Globebusters and Jism before he leaves for basic training on May 20th. MOS 0300 infantry. Ooh, a Marine.
Good shit.
Marines.
See, at least he went with a good branch to serve in.
Oh, not the Space Force?
Department of the Navy.
Here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, they're basically our stepchildren.
So here's a good thing from, or a good question I have about the military. The military, they're not teaching you any flat Earth bullshit in basic, right?
Oh, hell no.
There you go. That's what I thought.
Well, and not just that. Here's the thing. On the aviation side, the in-depth maintenance side on aviation, so your AEs, your ATs, which that's what I was, in week 2 of the in-rate training, we actually get an overview of how the Coriolis effect messes with navigation.
So basically, the drill instructor is screaming at your face, the Earth isn't fucking flat.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, when I was going through radar technology school, we had to learn about the radar horizon. There should be no radar horizon if there is no horizon. I mean, if it's just flat, it's just like the sun. There'd be nothing to stop the radar from going all the way and continuously going in one direction until it hits something and bounces back. And we'd read these, and we don't, because there's a fucking horizon in the way.
Yeah, at that point, you would only have to deal with the radar range, which is dependent on your pulse width and your transmitted power to determine, and the sensitivity of your receiver to determine whether or not you are able to discern an actual return from the noise.
Literally, the only thing that would stop a radar from working is the power of the radar, and maybe if the equipment was not sensitive enough. But if, let's say, you could work with as sensitive as you needed, the only thing that you would be failing in is power, to send it long enough to get the return signal to be readable.
Yeah, and the thing with the sensitivity, that's where part of the sensitivity is the pulse width, because you have to have enough of a gap between, if you're using a multiplexing antenna as opposed to an independent transmit antenna, independent receive antenna, then you have your timing between pulses, which also will affect your resolution.
Okay. Hang on. I have to block you guys off for half a second. Errant at Ritzrek, also a certain Jersey City retard couldn't keep your name out of his mouth. Is this the G-Man douche canoe that I've already told to fuck off like multiple fucking times already?
Most likely.
I am actually morbidly curious on this one. Can someone provide me with a link and a timestamp of what the fuck actually happened with this G-Man guy? Because I'm dead serious when I say this. I haven't spoken to the dude at all. I think the last time I actually had any sort of a meaningful conversation with the dude was, over a fucking year and a half at this point? And that conversation was basically me telling him that he can go fuck himself.
Hey, Jared, Fred Knott said, could you look up what J.M. Truth did and why he left the military? I believe he
claimed to be a mortarman.
No, I don't think so. I think he was a combat medic.
Then he's changing his story, because the last show that the two of us were on your science or satire, he said he was a mortarman.
Well, I could be wrong, but I thought I read on his website that it said a combat medic, but I could be wrong. But he's made several claims. He said he's a weapons expert. He's a fired mortar. He also, I mean, I don't doubt that he was in the military. I'm not in a position to make that claim, but I don't know exactly what he did or did not do.
But you see, you two guys are veterans. Now, I would be totally in the dark on this one, but I think he can tell you the story of his time in the military. And since you guys are
holy
veterans,
shit,
you might be able to basically point him out.
Oh no, fucker is lying now.
Fucker is lying. There you go.
Here's the thing. He either was a combat medic or he was a mortarman, because those are two disciplines you don't move between.
Yeah. You can be a field medic and find yourself in a position to operate the mortar, but you're not going to be trained in how to, like, the specifics of the mortar, of how the mortar works and whatnot. You might just find yourself in a position where you're on the battlefield and you have to operate the mortar, but you're also a combat medic. I mean, you're responsible for fixing people up.
And Aaron said, at Resurrect, fucker said your name in passing while walking past the cemetery. Lumped you in with other atheists that allegedly lost debates against him. Yeah, sure I did.
Yeah, here's the thing. Getting back to JM Truth. Oh, buddy, you want to talk about integrity and gaining credibility points from your opinion of Fight the Flat Earth? Dude, you just lost a shit ton, because here's a problem. There are two people that I've gotten to know quite well. One of them I have literally known since birth. One of my older brothers was a combat medic. Someone else that I am friendly with here on YouTube, another veteran in college pursuing a degree towards cancer research, also a combat medic. Neither one would ever fucking claim to have been a mortarman.
Bob, the science guy's in the chat, and he says he was a combat medic. I mean, Bob, would you ever, if you were in a live stream, would you say that you were a mortarman being a combat medic?
One second. I have Bob on Discord. Bob, check your messages here in just a moment.
Give him the link. Tell him to come on in.
I want to point something out. La Cerveza Masfina says he wore a medical lab coat during the debate. He cannot be trusted. And I'm going to tell you guys what I think is so funny, because at the end of all my shows, I don't know if you've seen it, Red, at the end of the Science or Satire, but Jared was actually a part of it this time. We do a segment called My Buddy's an Idiot, right? And the chat, we read from the chat, right? The chat was railing this dude, bro. They were like, my buddy's an idiot because he wears a lab coat to write instruction manuals. And so it was like it didn't show him because we were the ones talking back and forth. But as soon as we got a little pause, the camera went to him and he didn't have his lab coat on. I was like, oh.
Hang on. Aaron, don't bother looking for a timestamp because the chat is right. Fuck that guy. And at Resurrect, no one ever lost a debate against G-Man. Like the time he phoned Matt Dillahunty in the middle of the night, Matt hung up on him. G-Man declared it a victory. That's basically how petty this guy is.
Shocking.
Yeah, go figure. It's okay. G-Man is still on a roll. His videos get tens of views. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Love that.
Exactly. By the way, let's see.
Mr. Unite for Children. I'm not a Navy medic, but I play one on live streams. JM Truth.
I might be butchering this name, but El Delor, I sent you a message on the Twitters. So once again, thanks for the $50 super chat, and also check your Twitter because I sent you a PM. So anyway, for those of you who are wondering, I am wondering the same. So who is this new fuck nugget? When can we get him on one of my hangouts? And when can we totally ruin his sorry ass about, one, lying about the military or his time in the military, and two, about the flat earth bullshit?
I mean, I have his email. I'll reach out to him. I highly doubt he'll be able to come
Yeah,
up, but
I doubt he's awake at 1 a.m.
I can get it for a future hangout.
Well, I'm not saying no, but like, how about tomorrow or the day after? I mean, fuck.
I'll arrange it. I'll see. I'll reach
Yeah.
out to him, see if he wants to come on tomorrow night.
Do it. Tell him, hey, listen, Red Rack is willing to host this shit. Let's bring it the fuck on. You know, that kind of thing.
Oh man, I'll tell him definitely leave Nathan Thompson. Oh wait, you wanna have a conversation with Nathan
Whoa.
Thompson, don't you?
Now, when you say a conversation,
No, I mean a screen to screen conversation.
Yeah.
that would be like, I don't think that would be a conversation. You're using that word, and I think that's the wrong word to use in this situation.
I don't think that word means what I think that word means in this instance.
Now, when you say conversation, if you're talking about an absolute bloodbath that will eventually turn into a dumpster fire, sure, anytime. We're talking immense dumpster fire.
Oh, this was a good one. Yesterday we asked him, or 2 days ago, we said, do you even know what a force for gravitational attraction is? And he was like, yeah, it's big G, or he goes, it's G divided, or G over M1, M2 over R squared. And we said, no, it's not. It's
G over?
Yeah, that's what he said. G over M1, M2 over R squared. And you could see him reading the screen like either right before he answered that or as he was answering it. Like,
Well,
you know, he doesn't know what he's talking about when he answers that way, right? I mean, we can all agree that anybody who understands the basic concepts of the law of gravitational attraction, especially if they want to say that it's not real, they should be able to understand at least that concept, that it can take two masses of gravitational constant and a square of the distance divided by the square of the distance. And if you don't know that, you wouldn't mistakenly say G over M1 R2 over R squared. That's
basically,
you don't know shit.
Basically, what he did was he fucked up the copy and paste. And speaking of fucking up the copy and paste, hey, Bob, how's it going? And silence.
And wow.
And Bob.
Yeah, because there's something else I'm questioning when reading through this.
Hey, Bob, you still there?
Bob needs to understand that silence is consent.
It's not a no.
It's not a no.
And you didn't yell help, Bob.
But to be fair, we also didn't yell surprise.
Bob,
yeah, right.
Bob, listen to me, bro. The safe word is pineapple. Okay.
Pineapple.
He doesn't like pineapple. Okay, fine. How's this? The safe word is the answer to, if you have a triangle sides 1 and 1 and 1, what are the interior angles?
God, Anthony Riley would be getting fucked right now.
Bob's probably having audio issues.
He's like, run while I still can, while I'm not running bow-legged.
But here's something that I find really interesting. After he says, during my 12 years while I served as a combat medic, I earned my EMT National Registry. If he did that, he must have done it on his own, because there's only one branch of the service that actually has the EMT National Registry requirement as part of their medic training.
It's Navy.
Nope.
Oh, is it Army? Army,
Air Force.
Air Force? Wow.
Air
Navy,
Force.
I thought it'd be Navy for sure.
Nope. And
with our corpsman program.
No, you see, that would make sense. But there was actually a story that the show NCIS pulled out of the headlines a few years back, where there was a former Navy corpsman who assisted a guy on the side of the road after a vehicle accident and performed a trach, saved his life, but got charged as a result because of the work she did to save his life, because she was not registered as an EMT. She performed medical services she was not qualified for. The only branch, last I recall, that actually had the EMT as part of their medic training was Air Force, because my brother was a combat medic. He could not get a job as an EMT when he got out.
Hey, Jared, whenever JM Truth would stand watch, at the end of his watch commander would walk up to him and say, JM Truth, did you fall asleep on watch? And JM Truth would say, 10 to the negative 17, sir.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking love it.
Yes,
God
Navy
damn.
people, we have a sense of humor. It might not be funny to all of you, but we get it. We get it.
So, you're gonna send this guy an email, right?
Yes, I'll send him an email.
Does
If
this
you'll
sound?
laugh at my joke.
I'm telling you right now, this sounds like a train wreck. This sounds like
Oh,
an
yeah.
absolutely horrible idea. Let's do it.
Oh, so the Army did pick up. But here's the thing. Was it prior to 2005? Because here's the thing. My brother got out after 2005. I got out after 2005. This guy was honorably discharged in 2005.
Well, huh. God damn it. Okay, so look up. Yep. Oh, Daylor, you got back to me on Twitter. Thank you very much, sir. I shall be sending you details very soon indeed. So, let's see. Oh yeah, update on Russian vids. He's a bitch made.
That's putting it mildly.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start wrapping this up because it is 1:15 in the morning, and I just honestly wanted to give people updates, and now updates have been given. We know what we're gonna do when it comes to bitch made Russian vids, and I also just want to thank all the people in the super chats. My fucking god, you guys are amazing, and I'm gonna be meeting up with one of them now, so that's cool. With that being said. Team Skeptic, you're going to get back to me tomorrow with an update on that fuck nugget who can't get his military story straight?
Yes, I will reach out to him and see if he is interested in coming on for a show tomorrow.
Sweet.
It's kind of butthurt though because Craig was super nice to him, right? And fucking he still complained about, because Craig told him to shut up. He was like, I'm not going to let people talk to me like that. He's not going to last 10 minutes on here. I'll invite him, but he's not going to last. I'm just giving you the heads up. He won't make it 10 minutes.
No.
I mean, yeah. So with that being said, let's go for this one. Let's see. Jared, would you be available for something like that?
Tomorrow? Depends on...
If it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow time possibly is limited, but more. It really depends on what I get for an ETA on the parts that I ordered tonight.
Basically, text you first.
Yeah.
All right, then that's what we're doing. So we're going to end this now. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching. There'll be more clusterfucks like this in the future. Hopefully a debate tomorrow. That'd be great. Let's pray to the almighty Team Skeptic to get that shit done so we can have an absolute fucktard on the show tomorrow. So with that, Team Skeptic, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
I'll be seeing ya tomorrow night. Later.
Jared, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
You know what? I'm not one to really rip into people for not being completely truthful about their service, but holy fuck, these are some glaring errors. I hope it works.
All right, guys. That is it. That's the show. Peace out, guys.